Let's go.
It's another K-Town beat.
YouTube. It's your boy, Mr. Outliner. Today we got the bald skin taper. No C-cup. We ain't doing that today. But we got the taper nevertheless, right? So, first thing I like to do with this type of haircut, because they don't want none off the top. So, first thing you want to do is sponge it. You want to sponge it so you can kind of see exactly where the hair is going to sit at this point. So you can get an idea of where and how high the taper phase should be, right? So that's the purpose of sponging it first, so you can already see the look and you can just actually fade into that look, right? Makes it easier for you, and you know, it also gives them a feel of, you know, you knowing exactly what you're doing. So like we always do, first thing you want to do is create your first guideline. Now I like to go above the ear, like right at the top of the ear with my first guideline when I'm doing a skin taper, bald taper, high taper. I'm not sure exactly what what you call it in different regions, different places, but you start your guideline high. After that, I got my 1.5 guard. So with my 1.5 guard, I want to start to knock the bulk off, right? Because I want a smooth transition. A lot of times when the hair is like this, it's kind of bulky, like on the side. So for me, I don't like the bulky look on the side. I kind of like a graduated, a graduated look, right? So that's the purpose of me using the 1.5 is to knock the bulk off. Then I come back, I got no guard, open. If you watch a lot of my videos, I do open to close on a lot of my videos. In that way, it helps you to not make mistakes. Now, if I wasn't doing the video, I probably would do something different, but you know, because I'm more advanced with it, I actually know exactly how I want to attack the haircut, right? And I can eyeball it and see like, oh, I need this, oh, I need that, and boom, I can skip a step or two. But when you first starting off, for most people, you want to go open and close, right? And then you want to use the corner of the blade in order to start getting a faded look, a tapered look. You know, you want to work on that first guideline. And because the hair was so thin on the side, it's not a lot you have to do, like a lot of different guards or anything like that, because it was already low. So you can use a no guard open and achieve a lot of the look you're looking for, especially with a little clip over comb. So all you really see me use here is a 1.5 to knock the bulk down, and then also I use no guard open and work my way down in order to remove the guideline that I made. So you see that, and it's already almost, faded the way I want it, but it's still a little bulk there, so I use clip over comb to get that look right. But you see how the skin taper is coming. We got it looking good already. Now, because the hair is thin, and this is a female, by the way, so sometimes when you're doing female hair, their hair is not as thick as a man's would in the temple area, right? For some reason, the hair just doesn't grow as much right there for them. But so with that being said, it's a different way to fade it, and that's why I chose to go with the skin taper look, because it was already faded. I probably could have did a burst taper also. That would have actually looked good too, but I decided to do the skin taper. So it's a good thing when the client lets you be creative, and let you create the look for them that you feel is good and that's gonna fit them. So, like I said, so take your time, really just work out that first guideline, and right there where my trimmer is right now, that's where her hair is thin at, and you can see kind of like the bald area right there. So I'm just fading into that bald area, and I'm trying to make everything around it come together with that. And you see how I'm using the corner of the blade a lot, right? Because the corner of the blade is gonna allow you to get this look without creating extra guidelines. So that's the thing you want to be careful of, not creating extra guidelines. And there it is, boom. So right now I'm gonna use the Mr. Outliner Detail and Mist. Now I'm spraying it early right now because I want it to dry, right? And I want it to dry into a desired style, so when I get ready to line them, it's gonna be already set in place. So you see how I comb the hair down. Now you see how the hairline is already forming. I want it to stay just like that, and that's the look you're gonna get when you use the Mr. Outliner Detail and Mist. So you want every hair to stay in place. You want it to create a dry surface. So when you get ready to put that line with your trimmers that you got lined up really well, it's gonna make everything pop. On this side, we do the exact same thing. You bring the first guideline to the top of the ear, above the ear, however you want to call it, right? You want to do the exact same thing. So once you create the system, I always talk about it, creating a system. Create the system, use the same system, you get the same results. And just like I did on the other side, I took my 1.5 guard and I cut some of the bulk off in order to, like I said, I want a graduated look, and also to be able to control it and fade it the way I need to. And on this side, the same way I did on the other side, I'm taking my no guard on my wall magic clip open, and I'm just fading up, right? I'm just trying to knock that line out. So doing the same steps, like I said, will get you the same results. Right here, I feel like I needed to use a 1 guard. Sometimes you have to improvise, but for the most part, I'm still using the same steps. I had to add one on this side because it was just a little bit different. But other than that, I'm still doing the same thing. So get in the habit of doing the same things on both sides if you're trying to get a consistent look, period. And that way you'll also increase your speed at the same time, right? So if you're trying to increase your speed, you do that by creating a system. You know it, you've done it multiple times, it becomes fluent to you. And once it becomes fluent to you, then your speed will increase. And after you're done with the back, you can get ready to start the lineup. So another thing I like to do when I'm doing this type of haircut is I probably would start the line from the back, because I kind of want to see the bulk back here right behind the ear. A lot of times when you're doing a high taper, sometimes in the back, like right above the ear, you have to kind of give it a little bit more care. So I'll line it up, I'll look at it, then I'll line it up to make sure everything lines up good. So you take your cordless detailers right here, or whatever trimmers you have. I actually like these. You see how these hit? You know what I'm saying? It take a little while to get them set, but once you get them set right, man, them things they hit hard. You know what I'm saying? They hit Roberto Duran hard. You know what I mean? But so I do it this way so I can see it. You know, I like to be able to see how everything is coming together, because once you put the line on it, it's gonna tell you everything about it, right? And sometimes you can do a lineup first before you start fading. If that helps you, if that gives you a guide on where everything should be, you can also do that too. But for me, like I said, I do it this way. It's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just what I do, right? It's part of my system and how I operate. But like I said, you see how they hit, right? Make very sharp lines, right? And you see the taper fade in the back. We did the taper the exact same way we did on the side. Sometimes I don't show you the back because I feel like it's just the same thing that I showed you on the sides. You know, it's no different. So, and when you get a system, that's what happens. So it'll just be a lot of repetition if I showed you both sides in the back. I mean, it's nothing different that I'm doing on the back that I did on the front. The only thing about the back is sometimes you're dealing with a lot more swerves, right? A lot more cowlicks, right? So you know, you have to kind of give it a little bit more attention and time also. So right here we're working on the vertical bars, and you just want to tap it and pull away. You see how we got it, no C cut, taper looks nice, everything's starting to come together just how we want it, right? And then also we can use our trimmers and knock the hair off the front. Any hair that's hanging over the front, we can use our trimmers to knock that off, right? So that's all in the prep work of getting the line to get ready to come together. That's what we want to do. So you never want hair to be hanging or curled over the front of the line where you can't see it. And on this side we do the same thing with the vertical bars. We just tap it and pull away. Now sometimes if you need a little help, you might can just use your hand and stretch the skin, you know, pull it out also if you're trying to get into a tight spot. So this is how you do the vertical bars without pushing the hairline back. This is very important, because once you start pushing this hairline, the vertical bars back, it's gonna make the fade look off. So you see how I'm stretching the skin, because I'm trying to get into a tight spot, because I want that corner to be super sharp. Now I did have some video issues with this. My camera wasn't focused, so it stayed blurry the whole time during the edge up. So I still wanted to show you the finished product, and also how I'm going back and checking my work, right? So sometimes I like to work from not in front of the camera. Sometimes me trying to give you the angle in front of the camera is difficult for me, so I might turn somebody out this way to make sure I try to get the line that I'm looking for so I can see, right? So like I said, it was too blurry to show you, so it wouldn't make for a good viewing experience. But like I said, I still wanted to show you the finished result. Yes, we used a little enhancements here, just light, very light enhancements right in the middle where she was thin at. But the overall look, we got the look we wanted. You see me, I'm still tapping the front because I don't want any hair to hang over the front. Still checking my work, coming back, tighten everything up. You know, this is like doing a math problem, so you always want to, you know, go back and make sure everything is airtight in your book, you know. So this is where I take majority of my time on the haircut, and that's on the lineup, because the lineup is going to tell the whole story, right? That's where the story starts for somebody when they're looking at you, and also, you know, it ends with the fade and everything else that goes into it. And then last but not least, you want to come back and hit it with the sponge again. So we come back, we hit it with the sponge again. I like to do the sponge on dry hair because to me, I feel like it locks up better with dry hair, right? I think sometimes when you put certain chemicals and moisturizers in it, it doesn't stay curled or twisted the way that I think it should, right? So anyway, that's the video. High taper, skin taper, bald taper, I don't know what you call it, but this is the end of it right here. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know how we do it. Until next time, love, peace, and hair grease.